Hi everyone, my name is Vishnu Dutt, and in this video series, we are going to see how you can create your own SD-WAN lab, right, in GCP or Google Cloud Platform. The important thing is this is going to be free of any charge, means you do not need to spend money because Google is going to give you $300 when you create your account in GCP, right? And you are going to use these $300 to create your own machine in which you can run SD-WAN lab, right? So you can, believe me guys, you can create a pretty powerful machine with this $300, and then you can run your own controllers, SD-WAN controllers, and your own lab. And it is not the case that you can create only SD-WAN lab. If you have EVNG machine and if you are learning anything, you can just create your own lab inside that. So $300 are with you if you have a Google account, free tier, and we are going to create a virtual machine over that, and we are going to run our EVNG, which is a simulator for your different kind of labs, right? So here is the agenda. The agenda is we are going to install EVNG machine on Google Cloud Platform. This is the first thing which we are going to do. Okay. The second thing is once we have this machine up and running, once we have our EVNG machine up and running, we are going to install the different images into it. The process is really simple, right? So once our machine is up and running, we are going to copy our images, or we are going to install the different controllers in EVNG. And how to do that, I'm going to give you a step-by-step process of just creating your own controllers into EVNG, right? Once we are done, we need to install certificates, right? So that these controllers authenticate each other, right? And to do that, we are going to use OpenSSL. Once done, we can create any topology. Any topology means you can have two data centers, several branches, and you can connect them with each other over the SD-WAN overlay or of the SD-WAN network. Okay, so this is going to be the whole sole agenda for this session. All right, and believe me, I was pretty amazed when I saw that $300 are free and I can create my own SD-WAN lab. So to help everybody, to help everyone who is interested in learning SD-WAN or any networking topology or technology, right? We can create our own lab free of charge. Okay, so having said that, let's see our next board, what we are going to have here. So I have shown this Google Cloud Platform with this blue color here. Okay, so it is a blue cloud, and basically it is divided into multiple regions. So we have region 1 here, we have region 2 here, we have region 3 here. It is also divided into availability zones. So if you are not comfortable with regions and availability zone of a cloud, believe me guys, I have 5 video series which talks about cloud, and it doesn't talk about the specific cloud, right? The concepts explained there can be for any cloud platform. Maybe it is Azure, AWS, or Google Cloud. It doesn't matter. If you understand those 4 or 5 videos, you have a complete understanding of how networking works inside any cloud platform, right? So you are free to watch that. But when you create a machine, when you run a virtual machine inside a Google Cloud platform, you need to understand that you need to create, you need to select the region and availability zone. So right now, I am in India, I am in Bangalore. So I am going to select a South Asia region, right? And then basically any availability zone inside that. So the whole sole purpose is I'm going to run a virtual machine inside Google Cloud Platform, and which is part of my free tier, right? So the machine name is going to be Ubuntu. So basically I'm going to run this Ubuntu machine, and on top of it, I will be running the EVNG. So this machine is going to have some pretty powerful configurations, right? And what that powerful configuration is, it is going to have approximately 16 virtual CPUs and 32 GB of RAM. Along with that, I'm going to have around 250 GB of hard disk. Okay, so this is required to run our SD-WAN lab. By the way, guys, you can have even more than that, but believe me, you need to take a note of it, right? How much CPUs or RAM you are going to use, right? So your entire limit is $300, and you do not want to spend more than that. Okay, so if you have spent more than that, then it is going to be a problem that basically you will be charged on your credit card. So Google takes the credit card information, but it is not going to charge you unless you have this free tier dollar amount value with you. But yes, of course, if you are running this virtual machine for a longer period of time, then I would say your $300 which comes free are going to expire, right? So do not worry, we can always check that how much dollars we still have. But this machine, if you are run for 6 hours a day, right, and believe me, you are not going to be more than that, you are not going to require more than that. It is going to run over 2 or 3 months of period, and that is more than enough to learn any concept in SD-WAN, right? So the whole sole purpose is you are going to create one Ubuntu machine. You are going to install EVE-NG on top of Ubuntu machine. Once done, then we are up and running for installing our different images, different controllers images. So what is the funda here, right? Once we are up and running with respect to EVE-NG, the Google Cloud is going to assign me this IP address here. This is going to be public IP address, which is reachable from everywhere. So if you have your laptop here and you open your Firefox browser or the Chrome browser, right? Once you open it, you can access this EVE-NG tool over the internet. Once you have that, you will be having a pretty neat UI in which you can drag and drop your vSmart, vBond, or vManage. But when you open that, when you try to add a node, you won't be able to add any, right? And the reason is because you do not have, because you do not have any image copied into this EVE-NG machine. And that is the first thing which we are going to do. We are going to copy vSmart, vBond, and vManage image, right? Along with that, I would like to have Linux image also. And the reason is, once you create this lab, you need to access the vManage UI. vManage is going to be the single pane of glass from where you are going to configure your SD-WAN network, right? So this Linux machine is going to talk to vBond, vSmart, and vManage so that you can access whatever you need from these machines. But one of the most important role is going to be the UI access of vManage. Okay, this Linux machine can also be your root certificate authority, or you can say only certificate authority, which is used to generate the different certificate for these devices. And the concept of certificate is really going to be important if you want to understand how basically you are going to build your controllers and how these controllers are going to authenticate with each other, right? So believe me, I am not going to explain everything with respect to certificate because I already have a video of approximately 1 or 1.5 hours. Feel free to go there on my YouTube channel and check that video where I have explained SD-WAN certificates, right? Pretty simple video. Where there I also explain public key infrastructure, which we are going to use here, right? I'm going to install router and switch also. If I say install, the meaning is I'm going to copy the router and switch image also along with the Linux server image, right? So these are the things which you require. These are the images which you require in your EVE-NG machine. Once you create it, you require all these images to create your own topology, right? Once you have copied all your images, what we are going to do next is we are going to create a simple topology, right? In which we will be having vManage, we will be having vSmart, vBond, one switch, which is going to connect with all these things, and one Linux server. Why I have come up with this setup, and the reason is I want to access the vManage UI from the Linux server. So I have put everything on the same network. So you can say this is going to be my management network, right? So these interfaces of vManage, vSmart, and vBond are going to be your management interfaces, right? And then you can create the V-edges, you can extend this topology, you can create multiple branches or whatnot, right? But how you are going to install your certificates into this vManage, vSmart, vBond, we are going to explain it, and we are going to do everything over this Linux server. Or the second approach is you can create, you can have this vManage as your own certificate authority, right? And it will be signing the certificate for every other device like vEdge, vSmart, and vBond. If you are not comfortable in understanding what I'm saying with respect to a certificate, I'm repeating this thing once again. Just go and have a look at my video where I've explained SD-WAN certificates or the certificate or PKI infrastructure, how it is, how exactly it works, right? It is going to be important for you. So if I repeat, what we are going to see here, we are, as a first step, we are going to create a machine, EVE-NG machine or EVE-NG virtual machine inside GCP, which is your Google Cloud Platform, right? The second thing is we are going to install or we are going to copy the iOS images, right? Or the images for vManage, vSmart, and vBond, right? And how we are going to do that? We are going to use a tool, WinSCP, right? Which is a pretty neat tool from Windows. You can install this tool in your machine, right? So it is going to give you two different portion of the window. One is going to be your where you can see your local files, right? And the second thing is, and the second part is you are going to see the remote files. And if you are connected to EVE-NG machine, you are going to see the folder and file structure for this EVE-NG machine here. What you need to do is you need to just copy from here to here, and that is it, right? And that is what I mentioned in the second board also, that we are going to copy this Windows SCP tool to copy this to copy our images, right? So having said that, let's discuss how we can create a GCP machine, right? I'm going to tell you the exact steps, what we need to perform in the GCP to come up with this EVE-NG virtual machine up and running. Okay, so let's discuss how we can do that.